not giving my wife what she wanted while she was sick. The situation with my wife began on a normal day, but it quickly became a bit more complicated than I expected. My wife and I have been married for a few years now, and I've always tried to support her through tough situations, especially when she's feeling unwell. Lately, she's been dealing with a head cold, something she insists isn't too serious but still enough to slow her down. Since she wasn't feeling great, she took the day to rest and recover. Meanwhile, I was doing my best to make sure she had everything she needed. My wife is not the type of person to let things slow her down for too long. She's usually quite resilient and likes to push through minor illnesses. But when she came down with a cold, likely from our son who had been sick before her, I noticed that she was struggling more than usual. She wasn't able to be as active as she normally would, and that concerned me. She was in bed for most of the day, trying to get better before an important business trip she had scheduled the next day. The trip would require her to drive for 8 hours, and I was worried about her being underprepared for such a long drive while still feeling unwell. As the day went on, she started to request a few comfort foods, soda and ice cream. Normally, I would let her indulge a bit, especially since she was sick and just wanted to relax, but I couldn't help but feel a little concerned. I gave her a can of Coke because it helped her get some medicine down, and I figured it would make her feel a little better for a short period. But then she started asking for ice cream, wanting to eat it for breakfast and lunch. At first, I tried to reason with her, suggesting that she might want something that could actually help her body fight off the cold, but she was insistent. She wanted what she wanted, and that was that. I've never been one to micromanage what she eats, but in this case, I felt like the ice cream and soda weren't going to help her recover as quickly as she might need to. I was concerned that she wasn't getting the right nutrients or hydration to feel better in time for her long trip the next day. I tried to offer her other healthier food options, but she wasn't interested. She just wanted to have her ice cream and soda. I ended up refusing to give her ice cream for breakfast. I didn't think it was a good idea for her recovery, especially with the cold she had. I did my best to offer her alternatives, but she was upset with me for not letting her have what she wanted. The whole situation became more difficult when she became upset and withdrew from the conversation. She didn't want to talk much and seemed frustrated that I wasn't supporting her request. I could tell she was disappointed, but I was just trying to do what I thought was right. It's not like I was trying to control her or stop her from having some comfort food. It just didn't seem like the best choice for her health at that moment. I understand that sometimes people just want to indulge when they're sick, but I was also trying to balance that with what I thought was best for her long-term recovery. As the day went on, I continued to ask if she needed help or if she wanted me to drive her for her business trip, but she insisted she would be fine. I just kept thinking that if she didn't get enough nutrition or rest, she might not feel well enough for her trip the next day. I didn't want her to push herself too hard, and I didn't want her to feel worse when it came time to drive. I kept trying to get her to consider eating something a little healthier, but she was firm in her desire for ice cream and soda. The situation escalated after lunch, when she became more upset with me. She said I was treating her like a child, and that I didn't trust her to make her own decisions. I was caught off guard because I was only trying to help, but I could see that she felt hurt. She felt like I was undermining her, and not letting her have the simple pleasure of something comforting while she was sick. I didn't mean to make her feel that way, but I was genuinely worried about her health and wanted her to be prepared for the drive ahead. Later that evening, she left for her trip, still a little upset with me. I felt bad for causing tension between us, and I started to wonder if I had overreacted. I just wanted what was best for her, but I also didn't want to make her feel unsupported or disrespected. Should I have just let her have what she wanted for the day, even if I didn't think it was the best choice for her recovery? I was unsure whether I was too focused on controlling her diet or just trying to be responsible. I know that she can make her own decisions about what to eat, but in this case, I really felt that the soda and ice cream weren't helping her get better. I tried to do what I thought was right for her, but I also know that I have to respect her autonomy. It's a tricky balance, and I'm still trying to figure out if I was in the wrong for refusing to let her have those foods. I don't want to make her feel like I don't trust her or that I'm trying to control her, but I also don't want to be careless when it comes to her health. So now, I'm looking for an unbiased perspective on this. Did I make the right choice by not giving her what she wanted, or should I have just let her indulge for the day? I genuinely want the best for her, and I just want to know if I handled the situation poorly or if I was justified in my actions. I don't want to make her feel like she can't have a little comfort when she's sick, but at the same time, I didn't want her to feel worse the next day when she had to drive so far. I just need to know whether I was wrong in trying to take a more cautious approach or if I overstepped my bounds.